Once there was a miller who was poor, but who had a beautiful daughter. Now it happened that he had to go speak to the king, and in order to make himself appear important, he said to the king,
I have a daughter who can spin straw into gold.
That is art which pleased me well. If your daughter is clever as you say, bring her tomorrow to my palace, and I will put her to the test.
Until at last she began to weep. But all at once the door opened, and in came a little man who said,
Good evening, Mistress Miller. Why are you crying so?
Alice,
answered the girl.
I have to spin this straw into gold, and I do not know how to do it.
Well, what will you give me if I do it for you?
And when the girl was brought to the king, he took her into a room which was quite full of straw, gave her a spinning wheel and a reel, and said,
Now set to work, and if by tomorrow morning early you have not spun this straw into gold during the night, you must die.
Thereupon the king himself locked up the room, and left the young girl in it alone. So there sat the poor miller's daughter, and for the life of her, she could not tell what to do. She had no idea how straw could be spun into gold, and she grew more and more frightened. Asked the odd little man.
My necklace?
Said the girl. The little man took the necklace, seated himself in front of the wheel, and whir 3 turns, and the reel was full. Then he put another on, and whir 3 times round and round. Round, and the second was full too. And so it went on until the morning, when all the straw spun and all the reels were full of gold. By daybreak the king was already there, and when he saw the gold, he was really astonished and delighted. But his heart became only more greedy. He had the miller's daughter taken into another room full of straw, which was much larger, and commanded her to spin that also. And one night, as she valued her life, the girl knew not to help herself, and was crying when the door opened again, and the little man appeared and said,
What will you give me if I spin that straw into gold for you?
The ring on my finger?
Answered the girl. The little man took the ring again, began to turn the wheel, and by morning had spun all the straw into glittering gold. The king rejoiced beyond measure at the sight, but still he had not gold enough, and he had the miller's daughter taken into a still larger room full of straw, and said,
You must spin this too in the course of this night, but if you succeed, you shall be my wife. Even if she be a miller's daughter,
thought the king.
I could not find a richer wife in the whole world.
when the girl was alone, and the little man came again for the third time and said,
What will you give me if I spin the straw for you? What will you give me if I spin the straw for you this time also?
I have
I
nothing
ha-
left that I could give.
answered the girl.
Then promise me if you shall become queen to give me your firstborn child.
Who knows whether that will ever happen?
Thought the miller's daughter, not knowing how.
Go.
I will give you 3 days' time.
Said he.
And if by that time you find out my name, then shall you keep your child.
So the queen thought the whole night of all the names she had ever heard, and she sent a messenger over the country to inquire for far and wide. For any other names that there might be. When the little man came the next day, she began with Casper, Malachir, Balazar, and Zeus, and said all the names she knew, one after another. But to every one, the odd little man said,
That's not my name.
On the second day, she had inquiries made in the neighborhood as to the names of the people there, and she repeated to the little man the most uncommon and curious.
Perhaps your name is Short Stribs, or Sheepshanks, or Lace Leg, or Bandy Bottom.
But he always answered.
That's not my name.
On the third day, the messenger came back again.
I have not been able to find a single new name, but as I came to a high mountain at the end of the forest where a fox and the hare bid each over good night, there I saw was a little house, and before the house a fire was burning, and round about the fire quite a ridiculous little man was jumping and hopped upon one leg and shouted,
Today I bake, tomorrow brew. The next I'll have the young queen's child. Hey, glad I am that no one knew that Rumpelstilskin I am styled.
You may imagine how glad the queen was when she heard the name, and when soon afterwards the little man came in and asked.
Now, Mistress Queen, what is my name?
At first she said,
Is your name Conrad?
No.
he replied gruffly.
Is your name Harry?
No.
Perhaps your name is Rumpelstilskin.
The devil has told you that? The devil has told you that?
Cried the little man, and in his anger he plunged his right foot so deep into the earth that his whole leg went in, and that put him in such a rage that he stomped his left foot so hard that a hole opened up in the earth, into which he fell, and he was never seen again.
The end.